McNasty is another one of those moves that I really like to do. Basically all it is, if you're in a back surf, doing a 180-degree pirouette and then into a front loop. The thing for me that makes it really fun is that there's a commitment level that's a little bit above all of the other moves that you're out there doing. Learning this move, you can spend lots of time crashing and wiping out, and even after you've learned it, you can still take some pretty good wipeouts, as well as getting some great McNasties with some big air. So it's a lot of fun, and the learning process for it is a lot of fun along the way as well.
So you've already seen the McNasty on the wave, now it's time to do the McNasty in the hole. The cool thing about the McNasty in the hole is the fact that you can McNasty in holes that are even shallower and smaller than you can loop in. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the way it is. And the reason that's true is because the initial part of the McNasty doesn't put your boat very deep in the water, but on the same side, it gets your body high enough out of the water that you can do the air loop part. So you don't have to plug an end in the water and potentially hit bottom, but at the same time, you get your body out of the water high enough to do a loop. How cool is that? So the way this is going to work, you're starting in a side surf in the bottom or pit of the hole. You literally do a back sweep to push you in a blast, and at that moment you're blasting, but instead of pausing in the back blast, you're going to continue the rotation all the way into the McNasty. So for example, let's say you're pointed to river left. Your left blade is going to be bracing in the water. You're going to do a hard left backstroke, and as soon as you get backwards, you're going to reach with your right blade, drop your left edge, put weight on your feet, pull the stern up in the air by pushing the bow down, turn upside down, and front flip. Easy as that. One of the most important things of the McNasty is your timing. It's really important that you take the time when you're McNastying in a hole to push the bow under the water. You can pause longer than you think. It's really tempting that the moment you feel your bow going down to turn upside down and try your flip. Well, if you don't get your body up and out of the water high enough, you're not going to have enough air to do a front loop out of it, and you're just going to crash in the water and nothing exciting is going to happen. So the feeling you're looking for when you do the front sweep is to be pushing weight on your bow, and as long as you keep blade pressure on that front sweep and weight on your feet, you can pause for about a half a second to maybe even a second in some cases, and the bow will still keep going under and the stern will keep rising until all of a sudden you realize, wow, I'm way up in the air. At that point, turn, front flip, and you should be good to go. Another common mistake is just not having enough confidence that you can pull the boat through straight. And when you try to your McNasty, you go ahead and tuck off to the side and you essentially roll up in the hole. It's really easy to do that, and it's worth doing that once or twice in the beginning just to realize that the overall motion is A, not overly complicated, and 2, not stressful on the body. But once you've done that once or twice, really focus on trying to turn your boat completely upside down and front loop as straight as you can. If you don't do that, you'll get in the habit of going off to the side, and then you'll start getting afraid to commit to straight over the top. Once that happens, you're going to find it a lot harder to do the McNasty. So right from the beginning, when you start learning, go for straight over the top.